At various stages of life, we all become memories for others, and just seeing someone acts as a catalyst for the past to seep in again. Memory distortions are troubling. Illusions your mind creates to avoid the memories of being bullied as a kidling. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. So, you remembered the automaton's power-up feature. That's a boost. At least you can feed this ride grass. Ah, some wood scrap. Always happy to find that. That's some sharp wood scrap there. Watch for splinters. There it is, the tree of life. The idea that all life is related by common descent, where the twigs are existing species and those produced in the past represent the succession of the extinct. The tree's great branches were once budding twigs, a connection between the past, present, and future. A representation of all extinct and living species with its ever-branching and beautiful ramifications. We are an evolution of those that came before. Old bric-a-bracs like that, sometimes still full of good things. Don't look that beastie in the sears. LUPA-LUPIN'S camp has always been there, hidden deep inside the mountains. Tread carefully here. This is LUPA-LUPIN'S camp. It's so dark out. Someone could probably make good use of that plastic scrap over there. Looks like some solid wood scrap there. Let's see. It's a place well hidden. It's just below the above. It's like a whole different world down here. Out of Date's impressed you made it this far. But there's still so much left to do. The end of the world is still on everyone's minds.
Wherefore, where?
You've beaten a path where you have the power to destroy or save everyone. Question is, what you'll do with that responsibility. He can sense that your heart beats steadily and acknowledges that the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. Thinks it's important that you remember who you are and where you came from. Someone without knowledge of their history and origin is like a tree without roots.
Wherefore, where?
What do you think his are? He's the one that's called Out of Date, remember? Out of Date says there's a time for everything. And now there's no use thinking of the past, for it's gone. Think of the present, because that's where you are. It's time to set your priorities as the one who completes things.
Papa Mofobak.
If you continue to do good, good will follow you.
Satuatan Popkila.
Ba lo yualo.
If the world really does end, there won't be anywhere to run. So he's prepared for the worst, something he calls the Ark.
Kuzata Ghetto.
Ba lo yualo.
He hopes you're right. He gets that you mean the journey continues either way, but personally he wants the tree to survive.
Valo alo hero.
Out of Date says there's no clear record of the chain of events that changed the course of history and brought the world to its knees.
Noborak.
Kuzata Ghetto.
He's found evidence on the Ark, records of a crisis, decades of contamination that permeated the ground and broke its inner core.
Tolu keta. Ya wawanawe.
The contamination disrupted what we now know as key energy, the life force that runs through all things, living and inanimate.
Ye mufurbo. Bum. Mao toliawahu.
He's been told the blight affected everything at a genetic level and turned our perception of normality on its head.
Bubuko von vunvun. Mao toliawahu.
It was only those that changed that avoided extinction, proving that the possibility for survival and renewal was real.
Honto kontue bon yevun.
He understands you are curious about the ship at the foot of the tree. He says it surfaced when the oil broke through the ground.
Mauketo tul atto iamanau.
The Ark predates the back-in days, and now, after years of study of the manuals he found inside, he believes he's figured the ship out.
Tuloya. Voto lola.
The Ark has room for 4 more, and he trusts you'll apply wisdom to your compassion and choose whom to save if the world comes to end.
Loa tolu tum. Auketo tul atto iamanau.
He'll keep the seats open, and you are free to invite up to 4 others to join you in the Ark in the event of a cataclysm.
Yalawawatnawa. Ilfov ugvuhu. Vobra bum.
Out of Date says that from what he's heard, you've been busy.
Oloi bo bopaweg. Muk bebuk.
He says he appreciates what you've done so far, but unfortunately he's got urgent news from his friend Noko in the east.
Fabobe. Muk kofar.
Chintwata Moti Huasa.
Out of Date says that even though he's unsure about your intentions, he hopes you'll support Noko.
Momombusu?
Mokbu far kobi.
He says he'll point you in the right direction, but finding Noko and making sure she gets what she needs is up to you. That doesn't sound good. Out of Date was spot on. The hoof puff needs to be stopped.
Nuekek ujbar no barke.
Out of Date says that Noko is worried now that the Eastern World Eater is stepping up its activity.
Loma utulu ba yowo.
He explains that Noko keeps a fabled steed that she has planned to ride out to the World Eater, but needs help to get it prepared.
Mokbu far kobi.
Out of Date suggests that you should head east as fast as possible and see what you can do to help.
Cantita duela bofo.
He wonders what's on your mind.
Fofo umba bakwa papamu.
Hopes to see you again soon. Better move it before it gets all wet. Oh, e-waste, hard to find. Right between the eyes. Draw, pull, fire. There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on. Ah, plastic scrap like that always comes in handy. The scrap keeps piling up. Ah, the GNOAT pen. Nocco never leaves this place. She's always put the living things first. Nooks isn't an easy language, but at least it's manageable. She says she is so happy to see you again. She wonders if you remember her. She's Nocco. She let you ride her Majut when you were a kid. Nocco remembers you used to chase around with so much energy and is glad to see you haven't lost any of that spark. But that's all long gone now, though. Memories show us where we've been, not where we're going. Seems reluctant to even say its name. It's become personal to her too, since it's taken so many of her innocent gnoats as prey. Nocco remembers those days too, but she never lets herself wallow in them, no matter how tempting that can be. She sees you're back to buck with LUPA-LUPIN. Can't see how there's any way to avoid that now. Not for long, at least. She says the horrors of your younger days were enough to ruin anyone, but not you. You've got all that cheer about you still. Nocco says history is like the trail you've been on. You can walk back down it any time you like until it's worn smooth. But you get to blaze your own trail from here.
That it?
Then you are stronger than her. She can't help wanting LUPA-LUPIN to pay for what he did to her GNOATs, despite the fact it's against her nature.
Dark flees before light.
Oh, no need to shout.
There is when you're running so far away.
I'm still here.
Not for long if I have anything to do with it.
Asks how many paths you've wandered in the world, and if you ever wonder about what might have changed if you'd taken different ones.
That it?
You can't do everything you want, can't go everywhere, can't see everything, only what you can. So happy the world is going to live, would have been crushed to see all the GNOATs die with it. Likes that you stood up for the world and spurred your way toward helping it out. Glad you saw the light with the myriad. They always bring a sparkliness to any day, and sometimes the nights too. They're just so shiny, makes her smile to think about them. But let's not speak of that now. She has an idea where the MJUT might have gone, as there's no other place it likes as much as its own corner of the open wild. She's even named it the MJUTMEADOW. The MJUT will recognize the scent you've attracted while being here, so it'll probably trust you enough to follow you. You should lead the MJUT back here when you find it. It's going to take time to get it calm enough to be able to ride out to the World Eater. It's the most magnificent creature she's ever encountered. A creature straight out of a dream or story. Let's see. If a story is about you, care for it. You found the MJUTMEADOW. Watch out for the MJUT. Swing it like an axe. Got the power. Hey, nice shot. SMILO. Bruised. Smack. Give your mount a pat and pick a path. Stay away from that biohazard. You'll want to wash yourself off for a month.
Now
that the Majut is back in the pen, it seems calm, but Noko is still concerned. She says the Majut is still anxious, but fortunately she knows just the thing it needs to calm down. The Majut once found and ate a bonbon gummy by mistake, and that the chewing really calmed it down. She says that you should find some bonbon gummies for the Majut by the crossway. At least, that's where she found some last time. She figures the choosies from the old world are made from gummy trees, but wouldn't be surprised if they were actually made from some chemical concoction, though. Look at those notices on the board. Too bad the GNOATs couldn't read them. If you wander around here, you might find Noko. She just loves those GNOATs. Once the power ran out, it made sense to ride GNOATs, and that tradition continued through the years. Powered types of transportation polluted the world, but didn't poop in the street. Obviously, they didn't have their priorities right in those days. Watch your step here, and you might find tracks of another traveler. Found it, even under all the muck in the GNOAT pen. Hard to believe the GNOATs didn't trample it. They seem faster than you, and don't forget that when you ride them, they do all the work to keep you moving. You should keep moving. Can't let those GNOATs blaze the trails for you. So different from the surface down here. A crossway. This means you have a choice to make. Which way? Couldn't just be open, eh? Wheel the control box handles to buzz the wire. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Wired up and ready to go. Sharp dressed. Finders keepers. Getting dimmer by the minute. The right key could open this. That's a motored blind box dispenser. These auto markets were quite popular in the long gone for those who had coin left for fun. Cranks like these usually need to be wound to operate the dispenser. Just a few moves left. Make them count. What you see is what you get. Once it's out of the blind box, that is. You shouldn't be surprised if you stumble on more of these. It's an electro panel, a closed loop. Don't trust your eyes so much. They play tricks in the dark. Flick the switches in order to green-light the current and activate the electrons in the panel. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. The loop is electrified enough to spark. Wood scrap's great for building things. The hours fly by in the dark. At least you got something for your trouble. This story is about a hero. Get the rhythm going well. One arm, then the other. Pumping good. Looking better. With its attention diverted to the chewy bonbon gummy, the Majut calms down. But Noko is still concerned. She's relieved the Majut has calmed down, but you'll need a heavier sit-tight to ride it than the one she's got. The only sit-tight she can think of that would be heavy enough is one she's spotted mounted on an old-world mecha-Majut. If she remembers correctly, she spotted it at the SMILO Shopperia while scavenging for treats for the GNOATs. That's not so far away. Seems the old world had plenty to offer, an all-in-one place for those obsessed with material things. Almost too much, if you ask her. so few trees to top the mountains. Yuck! That there's a sludge-gush field, where the company used to suck sludge from the underground. Now it's all over. The SMILO SHOPPERIA. Guess shopping here put a smile on your face. Batter 'em down. Guess you still want more than that. Need the right key. iBoxes like this are few and far between. However, that's no great loss. Talking pictures from the aforetimes lacked a message. Just a few moves left. Make them count. As the iBox broadcasts, it's hit or miss, but when it does hit, it's usually right in the fields. Take a good look around you. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Now hold on, sit tight. Isn't that the MJUTMEADOW over there? You need to loosen the bolts without rattling the MJUTMEADOW. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's it. The sit-tight is loose. Time to stop horsing around and get the sit-tight back to Knocko. No time to graze. Let's go. You really know how to move. Even in the summer, there's snow in the mountains. Now that Nocco's been training another fantabulous little critter that'll hopefully become a distraction for the hoof puff when you confront it. She's called them glitter moths, and the best way to find them is to go talk to Mito. She's asked him to keep them somewhere safe. You'll find Mito at Bright Light. He's a light-headed fellow, but hopefully he'll remember where he stored the moths. They're small airborne creatures with bright reflective wings and a conspicuous fluttering flight.